Okay guys, the pulley is off. Now we're gonna remove this line right here going into the left side of the pump. But in order to do that, we're gonna undo the bracket that's holding it on so we can move this line around. It's right underneath the reservoir hose, and you can squeeze you a 8mm down in there and take that loose. Now that that's taken off, we can go to removing the line. This nut right here is an 18mm, and I recommend putting some WD on there. That's what I had to do because it is tighter than you know what, and there's not a whole lot of room in here to get leverage. So if you can find a short 18mm wrench, that's what you need to put on this nut right here. Okay, that line is out of there. I forgot to mention earlier, get you a paper towel and cover up the pulleys, because it's never a good idea to get any kind of fluid on the pulleys. You'll have to clean it off, and if you don't, it'll make the belt squeak and slip. So now we're ready to remove the hose that's going from the reservoir. There's a little clamp underneath the pump holding the hose on. Just get in there with some pliers and take it loose. Have you a drain pan under the car, because it's gonna drip. The hose is off. Now remove these three 10mm bolts on the top of the pump, holding it on. After you remove those three bolts, just get it out of there. Looking back on this, I do think I would have taken the fan off. That's a little bit of a pain, especially if you don't have the proper tools, but it would make it more accessible. But here they are. Here's the old one and new one, and looks like an exact match. After you put your rubber O-ring down in there, now it's time to get it back installed. Okay, it's up in there. The three bolts are back in. When you put the pressure line back in, make sure you clean it up real good. Put some thread sealant on it. Get it nice and tight. Make sure you put the bracket holding that line back on down in there. Then put the hose back on. Make sure the clamp's in the proper spot. Now it's time for the pulley. A little trick I'll do is mark right where one of the bolt holes is, and then a corresponding mark on the pulley, so I can just get it lined up real easily. The pulley is on and tightened up. Now it's time to put the belt back on. Make sure every single pulley around here is clean of any fluid. Brake clean it, wipe it off, whatever you gotta do. Now that the belt's back on, do your final tightening of the three pulley bolts. Just get them nice and tight. No need to go overboard with it. With the air intake button back up, let's put our funnel in here and fill up the reservoir. I've got the fluid filled up to the max. It's a good time to clean this reservoir off so you can see in there. You can shine your light if you need to. You can rock the car, see it in there. But now it's the fun part, because now we have to bleed the system. There's air in it. So jack up the front end of the car, get both front tires off the ground, and with the ignition in the run position, with the engine off, you're gonna turn the steering wheel to the right and to the left all the way 20, maybe 30 times total, and that'll bleed the system. Now, every few times you turn the wheel, you want to get out and make sure that this fluid is not low, because if you run it dry, which I doubt that'll happen, but it could happen. You'll have to start all over again. So top it off if you need to. You'll see bubbles coming out of it. It does help to have a helper for this, but you can do it by yourself. Turn the steering wheel back and forth all the way with the engine off 20, 30 times. That should do it. If you need to do it more until there are no bubbles coming out. Make sure that the fluid is at the maximum level. Take some out or put it in if you need to, and then you should be good to go. After you crank the car up and start driving it, just take it easy, test it out before you get out on the big road, and you should be good to go.